Hello and welcome to The Last Time I Saw You. This is a show where I catch up with people like classmates, neighbors, and former students. I am your host, Miss Comer, and as a middle school teacher for a long time, I always wondered, what happened to those students that I formerly had? So this whole first season, which I think we're getting towards the end of it at this point, is about students that I had previously. And this is, I believe, episode 8, if I'm not mistaken. And this is my buddy, my friend, my former student. Yes, my former student, Muhammad Koran. He is so funny because I've had a lot of his siblings, except for one. And no, two. One is too young and one was already gone before I got out there. So anyway, I'm going to be talking to Muhammad today, and we're going to get right into it. So usually I start off with the last time I saw you. Now, as far as I can remember, the actual last time I saw you, you were picking up your little brother at school.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. And I was like, oh, how you doing? Like, I was wondering how you were. And the reason I was able to finally get in touch with you is because I was like, I had because he wanted to be, I think you wanted to be Facebook friends with me or something?
Yes, correct. After the little comedy stuff you had.
Yes.
So I asked you, and you were like, as soon as you graduate.
Yeah, he was the first kid. I was like, okay, like I don't want my the kids that I have now to be all on my Facebook page, which craziness. So
I wouldn't either. I understand now. I do understand now.
You got to be grown.
You have to.
And plus sometimes I talk about work on my page.
Yeah,
so
I've seen it. Mm-hmm. I can relate to some of them.
Right. So what I try to do is I try to have kids when they're out of high school. So then they're adults. And then I can, say, but then I had to change my name. My name is not, the name that you go see me under is not my real first name.
Okay.
I mean, it is and it's not. Okay, Facebook is now going to
no,
try to sue me.
No, because I remember you did tell me once. I do.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Right. Let me tell you what happened. So I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I didn't give you the Facebook name when you came to pick me up. I can't remember why I did not. So then I just happened to see Hamid, and I'm dude, tell him to friend me and give him this, and and I haven't. I literally don't think I've seen Hamid since. So it was kind of like this divine thing where, that I just happened to see him because I told you I used to see him all the time walking to school, and then now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen him since. But it just I was like, Hamid, you gotta go home. Tell Muhammad to friend me.
He did tell me.
Right. So that's okay. So that would be the last time I saw you. So let's talk about it. So. Do you remember? So before Kosciuszko, where were you? Because where we met was Kosciuszko in Hamtramck. But were you at Dickinson West? Were you at ECE or not ECE, but Dickinson East? You remember?
Yeah, Dickinson East.
Okay.
Sure.
So then you had some friends and things from there that transferred with you to Kosciuszko?
We've been friends ever since, to be honest. I've always had
good.
I've added some more people in high school, but it's always been the people you kind of know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what I was telling people, telling you, I wasn't telling people. What I was telling you is that the reason why your group sticks out to me so much is that crew, I had this small group and we'd have this, it was like the way I would really want to teach every year if I could. It was like you guys wanted to learn everything, and you guys were on board. Mm-hmm. And any life question you had, we talk about it.
It used to be like a good environment. Too.
Yeah. So it was open for discussion about whatever you guys want to talk about. Plus, we learned reading too. But
Yeah, but you made it that way. Thank you, though.
Oh,
you helped us a lot.
It was just that was just an organic thing. I wasn't trying to do anything special, but it felt special now.
It did.
Now looking back, it was, but you're just doing your job.
That's
and
true.
I was, and you guys were just being good students.
We used to talk about it in high school too, because back then when we had you, we kind of knew English, but we were still learning.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I remember we used to kind of talk, and then we used to like kind of point out, and then we used to talk about it in high school.
Oh, good.
How we used to be and stuff like that. And
Oh,
I still
good.
see him in college now.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's never the same though.
No,
Yeah,
but that's okay.
That's not bad.
That's okay. That's great. That's great. Okay, so do you have any favorite memories of Kosciuszko?
Oh, we just talked about it for sure. The little comedy stuff you had.
Okay.
We remember you were gone for a couple days.
So I have not mentioned this on the show. You listen to all of them. I technically have not mentioned
You
this.
know you have it. You have it. I watched like 4. The ones on Facebook are the ones I watched.
Yeah, there's there's a bunch of them. But what Muhammad's talking about is I don't even know what year it was. It was many years ago.
2013 or 2014.
Okay, I don't know.
That's the 2 years I was there.
Okay, so probably 2014 then. Because weren't you an 8th
13,
grader?
14. Yeah, 2013, 14, I was an 8th grader.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically there was this contest through the View, with Whoopi and Joy Bear and all these people. Anyway, they had a contest about the funniest teacher. And so at the time I was really I had one job, it was teaching, but I also did stand up. So anyway, I sent in a tape and I ended up going to New York and I was on The View. So if you want to see the video, it is on YouTube. I don't know if you want to do hilarious or funniest teachers or something. You can look it up. Or maybe what I might do is I might repost it so people can see it. But anyway, so this, and I don't talk about it that much
I'll share it for sure.
I don't talk about because I know people think like, oh, she thinks she's, so I don't really, talk about it that much. But anyway, so that's what so I had to, oh my God, it was such a nightmare. Okay, so before I left, now, I was going to take a sick day. See, this is the part that people don't know.
Oh.
But the problem was if I took a sick day, then I'm on national TV and I'm not sick and they would have docked me that day.
Oh, wow.
I would have had to pay for that
I
day.
don't know.
Right. No, well, that's what I'm
okay.
That's why we had these conversations.
Yeah.
So, I was going to call in sick, but then because somebody else got in trouble for calling in sick, but they were on TV. So you can't, right. So if you're going to be sick, you got to be home or not in front of TV cameras, for the most part. So what I did was I had to take a personal day, which luckily I had. So, because everybody knew I was going to be on TV because like Miss Cookie works in the, she runs our cafeteria and like they had a little watch party. Like my doctors had it on. Like it was just everybody was. I couldn't hide it. And it was kind of like, okay, I have to say that I'm doing this because everybody was watching it. So it wasn't like I could say, yeah, I was sick. Yeah, what did they? So anyway, so I get out there and the short version is I had these jokes, and some people before I left thought I should not tell these jokes. And one was about, I don't even know if I could say it now because it was about a school shooting. And right, I know you don't, but
I'll
it
watch
was
it
just
over
like,
after this.
yeah, you can. Like I said, I'll try to post it that way people can know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so I had this joke, and people were like, no, you can't do that joke, because there was another school shooting that had just happened. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. So I rewrote all this untested stuff that I had never said before, and I shouldn't be talking. I'm going to give you the short version because it's more about you than me. But anyway, so I get out there. I do like a rehearsal. It was terrible. I didn't think it was funny, but you're up there by yourself because you're rehearsing, and people aren't thinking it's funny. They're running around doing what they got to do. Anyway, I ended up saying, so one of the producers said, look, you got to do the stuff that we saw before. That stuff you're doing is not working. And I knew it wasn't working, but I didn't know what to do. So what I had to do after rewriting everything, had to go back and memorize everything I had previously done within a few hours because that was the day.
That's crazy.
I know. So that's kind of okay. So then I go on The View, I do the show, and I fly back. And there's a snowstorm, so I didn't even think because I flew into Jersey. They flew me into New Jersey. I had a car pick me up, take me to New York. Boom, boom. I'm there overnight, do the show, and then fly back. So that is the story, the short version, because like I said, this really isn't about me. And like I said, I don't like talking about it too much because people get the impression that I'm being,
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy. Don't worry about other people.
Well, and this is why I do this podcast now because it was just too much. I'm working 2 jobs now, and it's so hard for me to get out and do stand-up. And it's just like, man, it's so tiring because you're up all night. So I said, let me try something different. So anyway, so that's how we got here.
I do remember it was funny though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even though back then I barely understood, but
Yes.
after a few years when I watched it, I really did laugh.
Yes, it was good. It was fun. It was fun times. But yeah, so let's get back to you. So I have some questions, but now, is there anything that you continue to struggle with, that you're having difficulty in general? It doesn't have to be school. It could be life, whatever.
Right now, I really can't think of anything. But I used to be very shy though.
I think so too.
I used to be very shy, and like right now, I think I'm not even near being shy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I've worked, and then I worked as a waiter, so that helped me out a
No
lot.
way. You were a waiter?
I worked for 3 years.
Wow.
I think maybe 3 years.
I had
plus
no
some.
idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
that's
like I
amazing.
remember the first time I couldn't even go up to a customer and say, "Hi, how you doing?"
Oh my God.
And then after a while, it helped me a lot.
That sounds like a good
It
thing to
helped,
do.
like,
Yeah.
I recommend that.
Yeah, I think
For anybody
you're
that-
right. Getting in touch with people and having to talk to complete strangers,
Yes,
you
true.
know, I mean, I think that was really good for you. That was a smart move.
It helped me. Like right now, I don't think I'm shy at all.
I don't
It's,
think so either. I think you have.
I'll say sometimes I'm a little bit annoying,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
Oh,
it helped me a
good.
lot though.
Now, do you have a girlfriend yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not
She
yet.
better be nice. I have to approve.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
For
you bring
sure.
her to me, we'll go out. I will say yay, nay.
No
but she
problem.
has to be nice.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
All right. She has to be a nice person, because if she's not, it's a wrap. I'm gonna tell you, like, Muhammad, I don't think this is the one. But anyway,
I'll definitely listen to you.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have no children, so you guys are like my kids. So that's kind of why I get so like into your lives and stuff. It's
No,
like,
that's good. That's because that's exactly how we look at teachers, though. Mm-hmm. We spent like a year plus 8 hours a day in school.
right,
Like you get to know them a lot. So
Right.
you have to kind of like
right.
if you're doing your job right, then it becomes. But you were excellent, let's be honest.
So I think
I have a lot
I'm
of
not-
good memories.
I'm
I really
not
do.
paying you. I'm not
she's
paying
not
him.
paying me at all.
He did volunteer to come in, and everybody that comes in, I so appreciate it, because you're my guest, so it's kind of like, if I had money, I'd give it to you.
That's the least thing I can do, though. Show up to
Yeah.
your.
It was so good.
But this is great, though.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this already.
Yay!
I am.
Yay! Okay, so so tell me, what's going on with you? So you graduated out of 8th grade. You went to Hamtramck High School.
It was a big step, though.
Okay, tell me about
it.
it.
Was like I remember right before we graduated from 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the teacher's name, but she told us that I have the option to go to regular classes instead of ESL.
Okay. ELL or something.
I forgot it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been a
it's
while.
probably English language learner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that. And then I chose to go to regular classes. It was like people I seen, but I never really talked to,
Okay.
because they used to kind of make fun of me and stuff.
Really?
Like not, cause you know the boulder thing and stuff.
Oh no.
And it was crazy though, because what ended up happening was, okay, I used to ask them for help in high school. Then karma came, and then they used to ask me for help,
Oh.
and I only helped the people that used to help me.
Right.
It was crazy.
That's good.
Yeah,
Well, that's still good.
yeah, it is. I've learned a lot though. It made
Oh,
me
good.
stronger and stuff as a person.
Wow.
But I actually, if I can go back in time, I wouldn't change anything,
Oh, good.
because it made me who I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. You look so happy and so,
I try.
you know what I mean?
I try.
Even though you were, like, I just remember you being, I'm trying to think, what was my memory of you? You, like I said, that whole group, you all wanted to learn everything.
That's true.
Everything.
We really did.
And we'd have these discussions about life, about, like, I remember, oh my gosh, it wasn't my first year there, but it was my first time doing this particular book, and we were reading it. You guys were doing awesome. And because, like, I think a lot of you didn't want to read out loud, and that was my big push for you guys to be able to have confidence to at least read out loud in case anybody asks. So anyway, so this, the story was about a girl and a boy who the guy comes to pick up a girl for a date. And for some reason, that was a thing that I remember, because it was like, you guys were like, say, what now? So I had to
That's
kind
normal
of,
for middle school.
right. So I kind of had to go like, okay. And I was like, okay, and I understood, like, in some cultures that's not cool, where you just pick up a person and you go do whatever. So I was trying to, like, it was like, that's when I realized, oh, it's more than just me teaching reading. There's like social stuff that people may not know because they're from a different culture or religion. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm going to do is try to let you know, that this is what other people do. You don't have to do it. But they looked at me like, I remember reading it and people looked like, what? And I was like, oh, okay. Now let me explain that part, and then we just kept reading. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, that was one of my memories of that group, is like, it was just so like, oh yeah, that was kind of, eye-opening for me, because I had to remember that everybody doesn't come from the same place and, the same experience. So we can share those experiences.
Right.
So I do remember that. That was pretty funny. I was like, oh, yeah, I got to explain dating.
And people still don't talk about it, though.
Really?
Like, okay, I used to be, to be honest. If somebody asked me, are you dating, whatever, I used to be shy to tell, oh, we actually don't do that.
Right.
I got to follow certain things.
Right.
Like, I disagree. Mm-hmm. Like, I think people should talk about it more often.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just who you are.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know. They just like keep it under the rug.
Right. Right. So you're saying people don't want to talk about it?
Like, I'll say they're shy.
Okay.
Because,
well, they don't know how people might respond.
Yeah, that too. Because they want to, like, they don't want to look, in high school or in school.
Right.
You have a certain,
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? But you kind of know what I'm talking about. You have a certain image you want people to see.
Okay.
So you don't want to be like, you don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, they're going to think
something wrong.
Yeah, something
with
wrong
you.
with you. Yeah.
Okay. But and like I said, I mean, I just thought that was the moment where I realized, you know what, I can really help these kids. I can tell them about what other people are doing, because some of them were probably even back then new to the country. Like, they had no idea what I was talking about.
I barely knew back then, to be honest.
Really? I thought you'd been there a while. Have you been? How long were you?
I was 5th grade and 6th grade.
Okay.
I went I'll say 2 months of 4th grade, but it was just nothing, to be honest. I barely learned anything.
Okay.
But I was mainly focused on learning English.
Correct.
I never thought of anything else.
Right.
I was just learning English, doing good in school, and playing soccer. That's all.
Now, do you still play?
No, I kind of stopped a little bit.
Did you?
I stopped, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 years, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Ever since I graduated from high school.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just working in college now.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's
changed.
like me. Yeah, because it's kind of like, okay, you got all these things you got to do. And so maybe one day, when you're done with school, and you just have the one job, you could probably go back to it if you wanted to, or coach or something.
Oh, yeah. And then you can't, really waste your time, because I'm trying to graduate debt-free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I hate loans.
Yeah.
That's one of my pet peeves. I can't. And then, I just kind of I rather work and save money, because it's harder with soccer. It's harder to go far.
Yeah.
Especially here. It's not as popular in the U.S.
Right.
You need a lot of money. I went to academies, and you have to pay a lot.
Yes.
Especially if you don't get that support from back home, stuff like that. Financially, you can't really. It's hard.
So let's talk a little bit. You mentioned you want to graduate from college debt-free, which I think is such an awesome idea. How are you managing to do that? Because I'm sure there's, people and other students that might be listening. And first of all, how does that even come into your brain? Like, I'm not getting these loans. Because, as far as I remember, they're sending you stuff saying, here, loan, here, take this. And so how did you decide, like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do my own thing?
It started because I'm a person, I hate loans. So that kind of, helped a little bit. And I used to see throughout high school, I used to talk to teachers and stuff, and they still show me their loans. Oh. And it was just I really don't want to go through that.
Right.
At a certain age, I want to be comfortable in life. Right. I want to work hard. I'll grind now.
Right.
But I don't want to pay that much.
Right.
Especially it's really big numbers they used to show me.
Oh my God. So they show you their loan papers.
I used to be cool with them, so they were okay with it.
Yeah. No, not in a bad way. I'm just wow, they still had loans.
They still had crazy loans.
Oh my God.
To the point where I don't know if I want to go to college no more.
Yeah.
Or just a lot. I'd rather you could work and open up stores and
right.
Yeah. Especially here, you can go far.
Yes.
So financial aid helps out, and I've been working on the side, paying for my books and stuff like that. Everything
Oh,
I
that's
need.
good.
So that helps too.
Yeah.
You need a job.
So how much longer do you have?
I want to graduate in 2 years, but
Okay.
I think I'm maybe gonna be going to school for 2.5, maybe 3.
Okay. So now we're talking about U of M Dearborn or
U of M Dearborn. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Wow. Okay.
It's
So
crazy.
what are you studying? What are you majoring in?
Accounting.
Accounting.
Yeah.
Oh, good. You can do my taxes.
No problem at all. Free you.
Well, the funny thing is, I think I remember it was me and Miss Davis. We saw you
I
in the
do remember
parking
Miss
lot.
Davis.
We were like, "You gonna hook us up?"
Oh, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
And then Muhammad never hesitated to say, "Like, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna take care of y'all.
No
We got
problem at
you.
all.
We got
Anytime.
you."
The
So-
first one in line.
Right. So anyway, so that's how long I've been knowing Muhammad. Like, he's always been a very kind person, and even like I said, his brothers, same thing. Always very, very nice. I know. I know little turtle had some issues. Like he's always late. Now he's always late. But he was more chill in 8th grade than he was in 7th. He was kind of high strung and everything was an issue. 8th grade, he was so laid back. He was just late. So I called him
still
Turtle.
late?
Yeah, that my nickname for him was this is Muhammad's
I'll call him
younger
that
brother.
today. Matter of fact, I'll start calling him that.
Yeah. Well, no, don't do that because he might get upset. I don't know. But it was like so funny because
I'm not gonna mention your name though.
yeah, it's like, dang, because it was just so cute because it was like he went from, being up here, but then he was on here, but then he was doing better. He was just late everywhere and nobody got offended. Like we were so used to it. Like it was like, yeah, okay, it's our boy. He's coming. He's coming. Okay. So Muhammad, do you have a favorite place you like to eat that nobody's heard of? Like not a chain.
Nobody heard of. I'll probably say my old restaurant. I really like.
Oh, where was it?
It's in Oak Park.
Oh, what's the name?
Pita Cafe.
Oh, I used to eat there.
Are you so for real?
Yeah, I did. I've gone there. The pitas are. I think I had the shawarma. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It sells like crazy.
It was really good.
I'll
So
say
yeah,
that.
I'm surprised. Well, you probably were gone by the time I got there, because I
When
used
was
to
that?
work not far from there.
Oh, okay.
One of my jobs was not far from there, so I was like, oh yeah, I got to go get something to eat.
Yeah.
So that's good. So check out Pita Cafe in Oak Park if you want some good food. Okay.
Middle Eastern food. It's great.
Yes. So you were, and that's where you were a waiter.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you working now?
I actually got 2 jobs.
Oh
I
my
worked
God.
in
And going to school?
Yes.
Oh my God.
No,
Okay.
when I go to school, I gotta quit. I'm like right now. I'm deciding which job should I keep.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What's the first job?
So I work at a gas station, and then I work at a place as a cashier. The people they pay their phone bills and stuff like that. We have a little candy and like
Okay.
we have some drinks and stuff like that.
Okay, so they just can walk in and pay whatever bill and
Yes.
okay, and walk out.
And walk out.
Are you behind bulletproof glass?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I'm still Hamtramck though. That's that job.
Okay.
So Hamtramck is not bad at all, to be
Okay.
honest.
I just still worry.
Yeah.
People, when you're dealing with money,
Yeah,
it
that's
just
true.
makes me nervous.
Yeah,
Even the gas
no.
station.
That's true. No,
know.
both jobs I'm behind safety.
Okay.
that
Okay.
was
Don't
good.
be coming out for nothing crazy.
Oh no.
Because they be
Never.
lying. and
I'm never
saying,
risking my life for nothing.
Thank you.
I'm never doing that.
You can call the police from back
Oh,
there.
easy.
You can call the police
They
from
can
there.
deal with that.
Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna switch it up just a little bit. So these are the photos. I don't know. Can you see that? Okay. So that's your
yeah.
little brother. I will be posting these on Facebook so you can guys see this. Now, who is that guy?
Oh, Abdul.
Yes. Now, are you
Abdul.
still friends with him or no?
I just seen him the other day. No, he actually, I don't know where he went to high school. I think 1 year. Then I think he's in New York.
What?
I think last time I talked to him, he said
Okay.
he works in New York. But honestly, I barely I'm cool with him, but
you
we
haven't
never
seen
been that close.
Oh.
No, but I do see him often though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him I said hi.
No problem.
Because I see this picture and I keep it in my it's on my hard drive. So it's
Oh, wow.
so I was like, I know I had a picture of you somewhere.
You gotta send me that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he haven't changed at all though. He
That's
he looks
funny.
exactly almost the same.
That child got on my nerves. He worked
I
my
remember-
nerves. Little Abdul.
I remember that.
And Abdul got put at another school because something about the Kosciuszko couldn't take his sister, so he ended up having to go to another school to walk the sister home or something. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember where he went. It might have been East. I'm not sure.
Because I remember, I think I had you first semester. Then after that, you probably left.
Yeah, he wasn't there the whole time. I remember he left. And that's why I kept the picture. I was like, oh, yeah, let me keep this one. Okay, so what are you feeling confident about right now, Muhammad?
Right now, I'm confident. Like, I'm exactly where I wanted to be back then
Okay.
when I was a kid. So, like, I'm going to college. I'm working. I'm learning a lot from people.
Oh, good.
Like, what I try to learn from everybody.
Okay.
So that kind of like helps me a lot.
That's good.
But I'm exactly where I wanted to be, so I'm confident about that.
Oh,
and I'm really
good.
happy.
Oh,
I'm proud
yeah.
of myself.
I
to be
can
honest.
tell. But that's so good. Like some people are like, they're so depressed or, they're not happy and they want change. And it's like, nope, you're there.
Yeah,
And that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit. I'm going all over the place. But I remember, we'll talk about it. When you graduated or left Kosciuszko in 8th grade, I found, let me tell you how I got the book first. Because
Okay.
again, there's
That
a
part I need to
backstory.
hear.
Yes,
I need to hear that
there's
part.
a backstory to that. So what I'm talking about is I gave Muhammad a book. Now, how I got the book was, do you remember Mr. Neff, the librarian? Okay, well, he was...
I actually don't.
Okay, that's okay. He was a hoarder. He was a pack rat. He had, oh my God, it was just so cluttered in that library. There was books on top of books on top of books, crates, books, this, there. I mean, he was literally, I'm not even exaggerating, he was a hoarder. So one day, I guess somebody told him he had to, I don't know, maybe Mr. Vezai said, you got to clean it out. So he starts cleaning out this library. So there's all these extra books that he doesn't get rid of them. He doesn't throw them away, which I get, but he doesn't like give them away or anything. He just sticks them in the auditorium. So Miss Cavatayo and I went through one day because she was the other reading teacher, and we just start picking out books. So it's like, okay, so I didn't know what I was going to do with the books, but there was 5 copies of Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And so I said, okay, I'll just take these. And I think she took some too. And then she kind of gave me the idea that I should, I think she did it too. She wrote an inscription or two to some students. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do that. So I said, but who would I even want to do this for? I was like, oh my God, there's only one person. Even though I loved, like I said, your group was such a good group, but you stood out for, I don't even know, I couldn't even tell you why. Other than you were such a good soul, and you wanted to learn everything. You're very inquisitive. And I think you're still like that.
Yeah, I'm still like that.
Which is good. So anyway, so I wrote the inscription. Now, Muhammad, he didn't have a chance to get home to get the actual book, which is okay. Don't worry about it. But I don't honestly remember what I wrote, but it was a lot. I remember it was because it started coming to me.
It was a good paragraph.
Yeah, it started coming to me, and I remember writing it, but I don't remember what I said. So that is the story of how I got those copies of the book. But I have not done that since. There was nobody I've taken the time to
You
kind
should
of...
definitely do it.
I know, but it's kind of like I have to feel attached to the person, if that makes any sense. It can't be just anybody. It has to be somebody that I actually feel attached to. So, I mean, the kids are good that I have, but I just don't have that connection. But anyway, so could you remind me maybe a little bit of what, because this, I mean, like that's been 7-8 years since,
or
if not more.
I can't believe all those years.
Right.
It just flew by. Like, no, but first of all, I wish you can do that more often because it really meant a lot. That's what I'm saying. It meant a lot, especially coming from you. Yeah, but you wrote stuff like, I literally just read it last week and my mind's going blank right now.
That's okay.
But it was a lot like, you're on the right track. Keep working hard. Yeah, you're a good. You did say. You have a good soul. You love everybody. It was just a lot.
Okay.
And it meant a lot, to be honest.
Yeah. So, no, I'm glad. That's supposed to. But it was just like, since I hadn't seen it since I wrote it, it's kind of like, I don't remember what I said. But I just,
Next time I'll come.
Yeah.
Next time I'll come, I'll definitely bring it.
Yeah. And it's just like it's not that I don't love some of the kids I had. It's just that I just don't feel as connected because with your group, I think I saw you were actually a class that I had every day. So it's easier to kind of
Oh,
make
yeah,
that
that's true.
connection. And now it's like, okay, I can't really meet with the kids because of the law and everything. I can't meet with the kids every day. I can't pull them out at certain time. It's kind of like I'm not as connected as I
Yeah.
was.
You don't have time to connect with them,
Yeah,
so-
it's just like 2 days or 3 days here, there, So I really haven't felt compelled. Like, it's like a calling. Like this book is here. I see it every day. And it's just like, I was like, yeah, I could use that. I could give that to mom and da da da. And I'll write. I don't know what to say. And then I start writing and then it all comes together. I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. And, in fact, I think what prompted is somebody gave me a copy of it. And a friend of mine from another job gave me a copy and wrote a nice inscription. So it's like, I think that's also where it came from too. It's like somebody gave me one.
Oh, okay.
And so it made sense. But anyway, so that's the background on the book. But
It's good to know.
yeah, I'm glad that we're able to talk about how that kind of came about. And I'm glad that it had that, effect on you. Because that's, with teaching, kind of a little bit like parenting, you don't know what you're going to get.
I mean, I understand it now.
Right.
Like, especially kind of
Be
helping out my
older.
parents, my little brothers. I understand.
Yeah.
It's a tough job to do.
Yeah.
I give props to all the teachers.
Yeah. It's just, but it's just like, you don't know what this kid is going to turn out
That's
to be
true.
like because
Yeah,
they could some of these could be criminals. I mean,
Have you heard of anybody that you taught?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Went in jail? You mean in jail?
Stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, we had kids that came in with tethers on. So I mean, like we've had kids that have had issues, and the one kid when I taught at Horizon, I'm not going to say his name, but I taught at Horizon the summer school last year. Anyway, one of the kids told me that a former student was in jail in another state, and I actually Googled him because I was like, "No, you lying," and I did find him. He was in jail at the time. He's out now, but I mean, he was supposedly part of a drug ring, so it was a big deal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he was out of state. So I mean, like I it's kind of hard watching the news sometimes because then I'm like, when something happens, it's just like, oh my, in Detroit or Hampshire, I'm thinking like,
I actually don't watch it at all.
yeah,
'Cause
I need to stop because I'm
Yeah.
always thinking like, I read the names like, do I know that guy? Do I know that girl?
Yeah, you just feel bad.
Yeah, and then I have some now that it's kind of sad to say, but I could see them eventually ended up in not good places because they just, I don't know, middle school wasn't for them. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was a parent and the school system didn't work. I mean, the other thing I would probably have to try is, having them online, going to school, homeschooling them. But, for some, and I think parents just keep sending the kid because they're supposed to be there.
Yeah, it just is crazy.
Mm-hmm. So did you have any issues with high school with kids acting kind of crazy?
I stayed away from that, to be honest. I kind of like minded my own business. I just practice every day. Kept me a lot like away from everything I needed to be away from.
Right.
So it kind of helped a lot.
Right.
Playing sports and stuff, like getting involved in schools.
Yes.
It kind of kept me busy.
Right.
I didn't think of, because you could easily join the wrong crew.
Correct.
Easily.
So do you have, now I usually ask this a different way, but I'm going to ask it this way first. What advice would you give to students who are, say, in high school and middle school right now?
The first thing I'll say is get what you need to get done in school, like get your grades up, but still have fun with school and stuff like that. 'Cause
Right.
I kind of regret that. But make sure you're doing good, have fun, because time flies by.
Right.
You're going to look back and just like, oh, I wish I could have, I wish I would have. But have fun, play sports, participate after school activities, stuff like that.
Right.
Because you kind of need that. It's going to get you ready for college.
Right.
Because college actually, it hit me hard the first time I went. It was a totally different environment. But stuff like that, I'll say. Yeah.
So tell me what was your struggle when you first started college? Was it like time management? Was it the English still? Was it?
It wasn't time management.
Okay.
I've always been on top of that.
Okay, that's
So
good.
I think it was maybe just getting my schedule right with work and stuff like that. When I need to study, I used to think I can't study at night, so I had to like try to do everything
In the
because I've always
day.
been used to studying in the morning, like afternoon stuff like that. At night, I've never been an all nighter.
Oh,
I got after probably like 10 o'clock, I can never study, even if I
wow.
have a final tomorrow.
Wow.
That's like hard for me.
Okay.
So stuff like that, I needed to make sure I was on track every day,
Okay.
not not miss a day, and just always be on top of my game. Even though it gets kind of like boring doing the same thing every day.
Right.
So I think that was a challenge I needed to kind of overtake in
Okay.
college.
Okay.
But now in college it's kind of like weird, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because like
In what way?
you try to talk to students and everybody's so busy with their lives, they're not as talkative because
Okay.
you can't be that guy. You can't be weird and just. So I wanted to talk to people and stuff, but I look at them, they don't want to say nothing, so I just kind of like, oh, that I kind of needed to step up my game towards that.
Okay.
Because, as I told you, I used to be shy. Then in
Right.
high school, I kind of wanted to meet a lot of people. Then I went to college, and it's just like, these people don't want to talk to me. So I kind of like, I had to.
So what do you do? What do you do? How did you make it? If you got the impression that people don't want to talk, what do you do? Do you walk away? Do you try
Like-
anyway, or go to someone else?
like, I'll start with, like, did you get this from the teacher? Small stuff like that.
Oh,
And then if I
okay.
see if they want
To
to
co-
talk,
keep-
continue talking, and then they share their answers, and I share my not answers, like, but
Right.
notes and stuff like that. If I get like they barely gave me the notes, stuff like that, I kind of just stay away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because you
I
get
s-
the impression they don't
yeah,
necessarily want to talk.
They don't want to be bothered. So
Okay.
I had to kind of adjust a little bit.
Okay. So you kind of strike me as that guy that's not weird, but you are very eager. Like, you know what I mean? You're excited, and people are like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like I had to adjust stuff like that.
Okay. So
I'll say
you're
that was the main thing I had to go. But other than that, I think I actually love college. Other than that, I don't mind going to school at all. So.
yeah. So is it better now that you've been there a while?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So is it easier to spot people that want to be friends? or-
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
They usually they're like you. They'll talk,
Mm-hmm.
or you can see them. They respond to teachers and stuff like that quick, like you. So you kind of like want to sit
Oh,
next
you'd
to
be
them.
like, yeah. Oh, I see.
And then it helps. And I learned that like the last semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go in, and I just kind of like talk out loud so they can hear me.
Oh.
And then we used to make groups in the class.
Okay.
Before we need help or notes if you miss a day.
Right.
And that helps a lot.
Oh, that's good.
So you kind of use that. I kind of use the internet as a good way. You
Oh,
need that.
wow.
And then also, like, for sure, some students want to do that too.
Uh-huh.
But somebody has to step up and tell them.
Yeah.
But I learned that from talking to students in library and stuff like that.
Oh,
Because you
okay.
kind of see them like every day.
Yeah.
Because you have the same schedule and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, so you just get to know them, and
Now,
that
you
helps
know
a lot.
what? I'm a little worried because it's like you're so social, and then you're going to be an accountant. I feel like you're just going to be in the office, like by your cubicle.
To me, that's a backup. That's
Okay.
not the main thing I want to do.
Okay, well, that's the main thing.
The main thing I want to do, I want to be a businessman.
Okay.
I want to own businesses, and I want to.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
But this is kind of like,
Okay, that makes sense
Yeah.
because I'm sitting here going like, I don't see you sitting in a cubicle all day by yourself.
I know my coworkers for sure.
Okay, right.
For
Right,
sure.
be like, hey,
They're gonna have to get used to
They'll
me.
be looking over, and you'll be looking
Yeah.
over to everybody like, hey.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm glad to hear that because when we had that last graduation with 8th graders, some of them wore these nice suits, and I was like, gosh, you guys really gonna go do a lot of good stuff. You already got the clothes, so go out there and do something.
I've always been a fan of suits.
Right. So they look so nice.
Thank you.
They were at Main Street after their little graduation. And so they're all in there. I'm like, oh, gosh, they look so nice. They're going to be business people and, hopefully go out in the community and not damage it worse. No, I'm just kidding. They went.
One of my friends wants to be a teacher, though.
Oh, which one? Do I know him?
You do know him.
Who?
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if I was.
Okay. Well, okay. So we'll
I'll
talk
tell you
after, right?
But I was telling him, are you sure you want to go through that? But he wants to really.
Really, I know we need more, especially male teachers, and so that's a good look. But it is so hard today because you have kids that they act like they literally just have not been raised at all. Like
I seen. I agree for sure.
So, I mean, if you're not down with that, you are gonna. It's gonna be really tough. It's not like it was. So I discourage people from going into teaching.
That's sad to hear.
I know. I shouldn't say
And
that
like,
out
even
loud.
the
I hate
pay
to
is
say
low
it.
too. The pay is very low.
Yeah, the pay is low, and then
crazy.
people are constantly telling you that you're doing it wrong or you need to do it a different way, and they've never taught a day in their life. Like, a lot of the laws that come through, there's no teacher telling us that. It's these politicians that have never done it. So, you can tell people to do stuff, but that might not be the best way to do it, and I'm not saying you should never change. I'm just saying, let's talk about it before you just come up with, okay, everybody's got to do this. It's just, sometimes it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So I have told people that, don't go into teaching. But if they really love it, that's the only thing that would keep you, you know what I'm saying?
I'll definitely show them this.
Yes. Now, to be honest, if I had it to do over, I'd probably be a nurse because I'd be making way more money.
That's true.
I could just pick up and move anywhere I wanted to because, you're a teacher and you have a pension and all this, so you can't really go from school to school, you know what I mean?
It's not that easy of a process?
No, because if you go to a charter school, for the most part, well, back when I was in them, they didn't do pensions, they did 401ks, it's just all over the place. So I don't know. If I had it to do over again, I probably would not be a teacher. But when I have kids like you that come back and say, hey, you helped me, thank you, da-da-da-da, I'm like, oh, well, okay, it was worth it. Because like I said, it's like you don't know what until they're done. So what they're going to be or what they're going to end up doing. So I do have a lot of kids that come back and say thanks, and that's good. But you don't know until they're
I've been trying to tell teachers early just to because I can imagine what they're going through. Mm-hmm. So I kind of been saying thank you, you're doing a great job, stuff like that. And I really do mean it. So
that's good.
Because teachers do play a huge role.
Yes, that you're right.
They really do.
You're right. And that's good that you tell them because, you never know. Something happens and you can't tell them anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a good thing. So I try to do that too. But okay, so, all right. So we talked about me for the most part and you. Okay, so let's see. So teacher becomes student. This is where I say, I'll do this now. So this is where I kind of say what I think. And I think I've kind of already said what I think about you. I just think you still have that inquisitive quality that I think is terrific. I think that's so good to have because that helps you with school. It's going to help you be a person because you're going to learn about a lot of stuff that people, and what I think students and parents don't understand is when you have a kid that is interested in what you're teaching or saying or doing, and they ask questions and they're involved, it makes it to where you want to help them. You want to help them more. The kid that doesn't show up, or the parent that doesn't care, it's kind of hard for us to drag you kicking and screaming through, a year of school. And it's just people want to give you more information because you're asking questions, because you're involved. Right. So I think people need to realize that. But anyway, so that was one thing I was going to say about you. Always a good person. I don't know why you're not an imam. I just thought, I don't know why you're not. And I don't know if you should, but that's what I always kind of thought you would be, is the imam. But anyway.
I did think about it.
Did
to
you?
Be honest.
Okay. But because you just had, what, even though you might have thought that you didn't know, you had a lot of knowledge. Even when you were young, you kind of seemed a little bit more, together than a lot of your other compatriots in 7th and 8th grade. I'll say that. And so, but to know that, I had a little bit of help, getting you where you needed to go, that makes me feel good.
You did. And I thank you for that.
So, thank you for saying you know what? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And I mean, you were never a behavior problem. You were mature. I think your deal was you were mature even in 7th and 8th grade. Not like an old man, but
right now people think first time when they first see me, they think, I'm 34 or something like that. Oh and I play with their mind because I like that too. I got used to it. I kind of
that's so funny.
It used to bother me a little bit, but not for long.
No, right.
But I kind of play with it now.
Right.
So I kind of tell them, and sometimes I walk with my little brother or my cousin. I say, that's my kid. And then we just talk. about parents and stuff like that. And then at the end, I just tell them,
That's my brother.
yeah,
Oh
I'm only
my
20.
God. Oh my God, that's
Just
so
the beer
funny.
throws me off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're so cute. So, but yeah, and you look like the rest of your brothers now. I don't know, something about the
It's
beard
true.
makes you
The
look
beard
like
just
everybody
yeah,
else.
That's true.
So anyway, I think that's what I would say about you. It's like you always had this air about being mature, but you had a lot of questions, and you were always a great student. I never called your house. Even Hamid, I never called the home on him. Like, you know what I mean? Like your parents did a really good job on you guys.
Thank you.
You know, I tell them, you know, I don't know if they can listen to this or hear this, but they did a really good job, and I'm glad that, you know, we were able to keep in touch. And I did tell Khaled that I said, look, I'm gonna try to stay here until you get here. He's looking at me like, what?
So, he has a few more years.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, I'll be here. Well, you know, I just decided I'm just going to work till I die. I don't think I have a choice. So I'll just be working. Just be working.
No, you're not going to enjoy life?
No, I'm gonna have to enjoy it while I'm working.
You can do that.
That's the only thing. I don't see retirement. And that's another thing, you know, because I bounced around from school to school for a while. You know, my retirement is kind of like, man, I think I'm gonna have to be 70. I think I'm gonna have to be 70 before I retire.
No, like I look at you, you barely changed.
Yeah.
You look healthy, and I always see your pictures. You run a lot, so you're on the right track.
Yeah. Okay, so Muhammad's talking about my running photos. I don't even know why I put those stupid things on there. I don't know. I don't like doing it. I do it.
You run a lot though.
Well, I try to do like one a month in the summer, especially.
That's good though. It's never bad.
Yeah, just because I'm trying to lose weight and all that other stuff. So, you know, I don't know. People, I had one person say, you know, the first time I ran a 5K, they said some kind of snappy. And so I kind of was like, well, maybe I shouldn't even post this stuff, you know.
No, you should.
So, well, I just do one now. And that last one was at the finish line. So I was looking like, hey, I'm done, you know.
You should. You run like for, what, you do 5 miles or
it's
way more?
Three. But I am going to start, hopefully. Oh my God, I can't
3
believe
miles is already great.
Yeah.
And I can barely do it right now.
3
I used to
miles.
do it easily, but right
And
now.
when I say run, I'm very fast walking. Like I'm barely running. Like I had to get these compression things because, you know, I was getting shin splints and all that. So now I'm trying to work up to training for a half marathon. So I don't know if I'm going to make it this year, but by next year I should be able to for sure.
Fast walking is harder than actually running.
Well, I know, but
it takes longer and you get tired a lot.
Yeah, I'm not walking. I'm running, but it's like I call it baby steps because literally that's what I'm doing. I'm just, you know, people walking are passing me, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna try
as
to
long
run.
as you get it done, you're
right.
right.
In fact, the last time I ran was at the picture you saw is the GM Tech Center in Warren, and you know, there's some cool stuff back there, and so. For the first time, I stopped on the course and took pictures. I never do that because I just want to get done. I want to go home and do whatever I got to do. And so that was the first time I'd done that was I stopped and I, you know, took some pictures of some of the cool stuff they got going on back there because you can't really, you know, you can't go on their campus,
right?
You know, on a regular day. So they open it up for a run and, you know.
How do you even get like involved with stuff like that?
I
never knew how.
I Google it, and well, how did it start? I started. Oh, you know what? Here's how I started it. So I got an app on my phone. It said like couch pay to 5K or something crazy like that. So it takes you gradually through, you know, up until you're running for 3 miles. So then I got new running shoes. I needed running shoes, so I did that. And then I signed up for my first race. So I kind of Google them. I'm like, okay, where's, you know, whatever. And then once you kind of start doing them, they start sending you stuff. And then you see stuff on Facebook.
Right.
So that's kind of how I find them. So, you know, I just pick ones that I haven't done before that are, you know, fun or a different part of town I've never been in. Like the next one I'm doing, I want to say it's Mexican town. And then after that, I'm doing one that has to do with the Dream Cruise.
How often do you do them? Like every
I
month?
try to do one a month in the summer. Bad. Yeah. I mean, well, okay. So, you know, I did the turkey trot, which was Thanksgiving Day. Oh my God, it was so cold. Oh my God, it is so cold.
I'll never do that. I'll never do that.
Oh my God. And you're on the parade route. So all these people that are there for the parade, you're passing them.
Oh wow.
Like on Woodward and all that. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I mean, it was good because I did like figure out how to get warm and everything, but oh God, it was, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that again. It was very cold. And then even doing the free press, it was so cold. It was so cold. So now I have like mittens, I have a jacket, and fleece running place. So now I'm ready. Yeah,
you're ready.
But no, somebody asked me, was it fun? I said, no, I don't like doing it, but it's trying to get me fairly healthy, So I don't eat good. That's my problem. I eat
That's
terribly.
my problem too.
I eat terrible.
That is my problem too.
I eat terrible. Okay, so let's see. We could keep talking, but let's go into our quote of the day. So I always give a quote, and I ask for feedback on it. So, okay. So it says, this is Frank Lloyd Wright. He's like an architect and all that other stuff. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't, that's okay.
I actually don't know.
Okay, that's okay. But he's like this famous architect, and he built all these houses and stuff that you can Google him when you get home. It says, I know the price of success, dedication, hard work, and an unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen. Okay, and so I had to look up unremitting because I didn't know what that meant. It means never relaxing or slacking. Okay, so you're not slowing down. So I'm gonna read it one more time, then I want you to tell me what you think. It says, I know the price of success, dedication, hard work, and an unremitting devotion to the things you want to see happen.
I totally agree.
Okay, tell me why or how,
because
or what stings to you.
I think all of it, especially like never relaxing and you have to always be on your grind no matter what. No days off.
Right.
Because once you slack off, you get used to that and it just throws you off.
Right.
Because I do remember I had to actually stay after school and learn. So I have to get my English better and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I've always never missed a day. And weekends I used to go to Arabic school.
Right.
Stuff like that. So I've always been in school all day. Even after that, after high school, stuff like that, I've always been working. So you can't slack off. You really, I totally agree with this. Yeah. No matter what, nothing comes easy.
No.
And it's always harder to actually get where you want to go instead of just talking. Talk is easy and it's free. You can say, I'll do it. That's not, right. But actually doing it's hard.
Right.
It's going to hit you once you start doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is hard. Yeah. I think I remember what I told you about. But did I ever tell when I said about being late? I said if you're not late, if you're on time, you're already late. Something like that.
No, I remember I seen you outside. I told you earlier, you were in the car.
Right.
And you were early and I was early.
Oh,
and then
right.
you told me I'd rather be early than late.
Okay.
Because you don't want to miss what's going on.
Correct.
And stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always remembered that throughout high school and the first 2 years of college. And I've always remembered that.
Okay, so can I tell you the story behind that? There's a story behind that.
Okay, I want to hear that.
There's a story behind everything. So the reason why I say basically that, or I say if you're on time, you're late, is because when so where was I? I was in Taylor. I was teaching I hadn't started teaching yet. I had applied for this job. They gave me the job, right? Teaching middle school at this school in Taylor. So before we actually went to school and everything, we had this meeting with the middle school team, right? So I say the meeting was at 4 o'clock. Now, I was there at 4 o'clock. I walk in at 4 o'clock. When I got there, everybody else was already seated. And not only were they already seated, they had already picked which subjects they were going to teach.
Oh, you were late.
Yeah, I wasn't late, though.
But, technically.
I was on time. So that's why I said, man, if you're on time, you're late.
Yeah,
because that's what happened. And that's where I got that, you're early. Because, if I had been early, I probably wouldn't got stuck with science. But I got stuck with science, which I was certified to teach, but wasn't I wouldn't have chose to do that. And in fact, the guy that did end up teaching English was kind of this, I don't even know. But I think I was more qualified to do that. But I was probably more qualified to do the science than he was. So it's probably better that I did the science. But I would have preferred to do English. So my point is, the reason why I said that is because I had that experience.
And just to let you know, I've been doing it. We literally pulled it to the parking lot at the same exact time.
We did.
At the same exact time. And I was looking for a blue car, and
so she finally died. In fact, to the point where the guy had to put 2 sets of jumper cable. No, 2 batteries. He had to try and jump it with 2 batteries. And I was like, man, I don't have time for this. Like,
wow.
so I had to go get
I
another
hate
car.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
So
really-
it got me through everywhere I needed to go
Really?
for, I don't know, like 10, 15 years.
Oh,
It was
wow.
great. It was great. And I didn't have to worry, and then so I get this card. It's a 2017. And like, it was like I went from the Stone Age to the 21st century because it was like all this computerized
Oh, yeah.
stuff, screen and backup camera and all that. I was like, oh my God. I felt like I was, like I literally went from, okay, fire, to computer. And it was like, what? So I still am trying to read the owner's manual. It's 2 years later. And I'm like, oh my God, I should read. Well, how does this work? But right
you'll
now,
get it.
right. As long as I'm just kind of getting to and from where I got to go, I don't really care. So, but anyway, so now one last question. What advice would you give to middle school Muhammad right now? What would you tell him?
Like in middle school, even though I wanted to talk to people and stuff like that, but I used to be shy. So I'll say like, kind of like break that barrier and just go for it. Even though like I barely used to, not barely, like I used to speak, but I was broken. So like I had to learn stuff like that. But I'll say like don't be shy and just go for it, because once you go for it, you realize that people are struggling through almost exact same thing you're going through in that age.
Right.
So it's kind of like you're going to look back and just talk about it and just laugh. So like that. So
Nice.
I'll say that's one thing. And I'll say, I really can't think.
Go ahead.
Just, and just keep working hard. And what else? I think that was the main thing I needed to overcome.
Okay.
Was just kind of just be me.
Okay.
And just, I don't care what people say about me. I'm just gonna be me,
Excellent.
because you're probably like hiding yourself if you're just making fun of me. And I learned that in high school. Like now, I really don't care
Right.
as long as I'm happy, and that's all.
Good.
You know.
Oh, that's
It
a
makes-
good place.
It makes everybody around me happy.
Yes,
So
I agree.
Yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah,
But that's a good place. We're going to have to end it there. But I want to thank you so much
No
for
problem.
coming.
My
That was
pleasure.
great. I had fun. I hope you did too.
I really did.
And so anybody who wants to check out the show, we're going to put the video up. We're going to put the audio up. But it's on Facebook at My Laugh Class, MILAUGH class. And there's also going to be some photos. I'll put up the photos and everything.
That was quick, though.
So hopefully you enjoyed this show, and we will catch you next time on The Last Time I Saw You.